Is India's intervention inevitable as far as the Hormuz Strait closure is concerned? Yes, India is being forced to intervene. It may be intervened in the even in between the Iran and United States of America war itself, because India is being forced because of the 5 important reasons. Okay, if you delve into this question, it's a very important facts may be ascertained. One important thing is, as far as the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war is concerned, or else the present Iran-US or Iran-Israelis war is concerned, India has been steadfastly, it has been maintaining multi-aligned. Earlier it used to be known as non-aligned, which means passive activism, not inactive activism. India has been maintaining multi-alignment policy as far as any foreign war is concerned. But however, the present war in its extended neighborhood, that is the Iran-US war, is a different challenges are being posed towards India, because India is facing unwarranted situation as far as the Hormuz Strait is concerned. It is not Iran-United States of America war. It is related to Hormuz Strait, because Iran in its recently at the starting of the Iran-America war, the Hormuz Strait condition was different. But at the end of this, by the time of the ceasefire, that is what by the April 8th, the Hormuz Strait stature is the state of the Hormuz Strait, or else the condition of the Hormuz Strait is entirely different. Now Iran is demanding one important peace demand towards the United States of America is to have the control over the Hormuz Strait and to have the right to collect the toll fee from those whatever the tanks passing through this Hormuz Strait. It is threatening India's sovereignty. It is threatening India's territorial integrity. It is threatening its sovereignty in its extended neighborhood, and it is threatening its energy security. In fact, these reasons, especially energy security, as far as India's energy security is concerned, it is not a simple issue, because energy security is the backbone of the India's present growth momentum. And in fact, it is Vikashit Bharat. It has aspiration to become a Vikashit Bharat. That's what the developed nation by 2047. It is a very, very important goal of India. It has to achieve, because of it has faced colonial history, 2 centuries of the exploitation. Now it is rising. This Vikashit Bharat is very important. For which this kind of this energy security is essential. Now Hormuz Strait closure by Iran is threatening its main aim of Vikashit Bharat. That main aim of to reduce poverty, main aim of to increasing employment and to maintain its sustainable growth process. That's why India has to intervene as far as the Hormuz Strait and free navigation is concerned. And also another important reason is, because of this reason, India has to intervene in this Hormuz Strait issue along with the United States of America and other GCC, that's the Gulf Cooperation Council partners, and Israel against the Iran, because this, in fact, this IRGC is not demanding this right to have the control over the Hormuz Strait and another important right to collect the toll. It is, in fact, this China is demanding. Now Iran is becoming the pawn, and increasingly it is becoming the pawn in the hands of the China. Now in fact, the China applying this 9- conditions in the South China Sea to this Hormuz Strait. Once this Iran got this right to have the control toll and to have the control over the Hormuz, the same principle may be applicable to South China Sea by another great power, China. It is threatening the India's energy security. And this Hormuz Strait, and the third important reason is Hormuz Strait and Malacca Strait. These two are the important outlets or choking points of the Indian Ocean. In Indian Ocean, in fact, India is one of the great power. If any conditions, if any security situation or any situation is disturbed in Indian Ocean region, it disturbs the India's entire security architecture and its sovereignty, and its territorial integrity. history. We had one important fact in history because of the Britishers. Britishers first not attacked the land, India through land area. They attacked India via this Indian version, through Indian version. That's why now India realized that India's security depends upon the Indian version. Now China through Iran is challenging this Hormuz Strait. One choke point. Once this Hormuz Strait is applicable to this Iran, or control over this Hormuz Strait has given to this Iran, the same principle may be applicable to this Malacca Strait by Malaysia, Indonesia, and Singapore. These are the riparian states of the coastal states of this Malacca Strait. So this disturbed the free navigation principle, that is the United Nations UNCLOS, United Nations law of seas, maybe put aside by the China. It disturbs the India's free movement across the naval passages, across the air passages. That's what the free navigation and aviation. So globalization will be threatened. So India cannot grow. That's why first of all, at the nipping at the bud, in this principle should be followed by India. Now India should not be mute spectator. It should participate in the Hormuz opening process as endeavoring by this United States of America and its allies, especially NATO partners and GCC partners, etc. Now two Indian ships already were attacked by the Iran. One ship was seized by Iran because at the bid of the China. That's why it is the time India is being forced to intervene in the Hormuz Strait opening process by United States of America. India's intervention is inevitable and unavoidable now.